Alright, hello? Hello? So what actually happened is, the day after I got back from my trip, I actually recorded an entire, like, 25-minute long video talking about the trip and everything that happened. But I think I was just tired or something that day, because to me, it just didn't feel like, I don't know, like the best of my ability. Like, I didn't have much to talk about or say. So I'll just try and keep this one, like, I don't know, concise and upbeat. Because after I had, like, recorded that one and then, like, not posted it or whatnot, I was like, okay, maybe I can just wait till she posts the video and then I'll have more to talk about by, like, responding to the stuff you might say in your video. Because I do want to hear about your trip a lot. But I can do this instead. Totally chill. That's what I'll do. So yeah. So my trip wasn't that long. It was only about like 5 days, and on 2 of those days, I was like flying anyways. So basically only like 3 full days at my dad's house. But it was pretty cool because everyone was there, like my dad, my stepmom, my little sister, and then my brother all showed up. It was nice to see my brother again. Like me and him went on a lot of walks at night, talk and stuff, which is pretty cool because, you know, one, catching up with him and then being able to like talk and stuff like that is really fun and nice. So that was pretty cool. Just because like we don't really talk about anything like when I don't visit. Like the past 6 months, like we haven't really texted or called. Like it's kind of how some things go. So that was cool. And then me and him also, like, on the nights, we played like a Super Mario Brothers game, which is like the 2D platformer Mario games that can played with multiple people. So we had a lot of fun doing that. That's something we did growing up as well. So it was kind of like, you know, nostalgic almost to do it again. So yeah. The main like event I did at my dad's house was like the second day I got there. Everyone went whitewater rafting. So that was pretty fun. I'd never really done anything like that. And even though it wasn't like too crazy, I would definitely say it's like the most like adventurous thing, so to speak, I've ever done in my life. But like I said, that's not saying much because like I just don't really do a lot of crazy things. But yeah, I mean, no one really got hurt, or I didn't get flipped out the raft or whatnot. Because it's one of those things where it's like everyone's on a raft with a guide in the back, directing and steering you, and he'll call out like commands, like, "Oh, forward twice," and then everyone in sync would row forward twice, that sort of thing. But I think the most interesting thing that happened was at this one part of the river. I think it's literally called Godzilla and Humongous. And the day before we actually went rafting, my dad had pulled up on YouTube a compilation video, pretty much wipeouts at this spot. I mean, like, it literally looked like almost every single raft that came down this part of the river, like, flipped out or, like, had someone thrown out. Guaranteed. So, you know, when we get there, like, in person, you're expecting something to happen. And lo and behold, we got there and we went down this, like, bigger drop into, like, kind of like a hole, I guess, in the river, which you can call it. And the second we went down that ledge, like, my dad was propelled out of the front of the boat, or the front of the raft. Like, it was honestly elegant, because it looked like he Olympically dove headfirst off the front of the raft. I literally thought, like, in my head, like, oh, he, like, bailed out early, for whatever reason. But as the raft came back down, like, onto the water, like, we landed on him, which was a little scary because, you know, we could see, like, the raft hit him, and then, like, his face would come up for air for half a second, and then the raft would hit him again. but luckily the guide was able to pull him up, stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. And then we did like the 2-day, or not 2-day, like the whole entire day event, which pretty much made it where like we went 5 miles down the river, stopped and got out, and they provided lunch. And then we did the rest of the 5 miles of the river after the fact. So that was pretty cool. So yeah. And after that, the only like thing outside the house we really did was like the next day we went on a hike. It was called this like Cloudland Canyon State Park, I believe, because it had a canyon in it. It was pretty cool to see the nature and stuff. And there was like a waterfall, like one of those hiking scenes where you see like everyone like diving in the water and taking pictures in front of the waterfall or whatnot. So that was kind of cool, but I don't know. It was a little unenjoyable because I guess like I just walk faster than everyone else, like whether I like it or not. And so having gone with like, you know, my stepmom and my dad, who are like, my dad's a little bit more inclined to hiking because he does a bunch of scout stuff with my sister, and so she. But like my stepmom and everyone else kind of like lag behind. So all that to say is like kind of turned like an hour, maybe like an hour and a half hike into like 3 hours. It's kind of grueling, but I mean, I can't complain too much. Yeah. Other than that, the main thing I did while at my dad's house was I kind of requested before going down there if it'd be possible for him to teach me like meals that are like not necessary, but like kind of like good to know how to make, or like staples, like things you just should know how to do. So over the span of my trip, I was taught how to make spaghetti with meat and pasta sauce, like pretty simple dish. I grilled I grilled steelhead trout, which is pretty much in all senses identical to salmon. So that was good to learn. And then with that, we did rice and asparagus. But my dad's advice for rice was just to buy a rice cooker, and not really go through the hassle of making rice. So that was a little funny. And then the last day we just made like a whole chicken. Kind of like you brine it, you know, like set it in seasoned liquid for like 12 hours, and then we just baked in the oven. And then with that we had peas and potatoes. So it was pretty cool. I think the most important thing, at least to me, that I learned though, is my stepmom, per my request, taught me how to make her family's, like her mom and her mom's blueberry cobbler. So that's really awesome. It's like I love that blueberry cobbler. Like they made it for us growing up, but even the last time I visited, like over winter break, I had requested it be made, just, you know, for the heck of it. That was really nice, and I'm glad I know how to do that now. Yeah. Other than that, you know, played a lot of cards. Played Gin Rummy, which is that game I taught you how to play that one time. That is over at your house briefly. And other than that, there was like a day they kind of asked me like, oh, what all did I want to do and stuff. So that's kind of the same day we made the blueberry cobbler and stuff. But then I was like, oh, we could watch Donnie Darko, which is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Like I love Donnie Darko. I've seen it more than any other movie. That was cool. None of them had seen it, and honestly, it is a pretty weird movie. So they might like think I'm like weird now. It's kind of fun, I guess, but I think my dad liked it at least. I'd definitely rewatch it whenever. So yeah, that was cool. Oh, and then I also got a shirt from the rafting place. I just remember that. The reason I think that's fun or awesome. Because it was in Tennessee. The shirt says Tennessee and everything on it, which is, I don't know. I like Tennessee. It's cool to have stuff there. Just think what else. I don't know. I tried to go on some walks while at my dad's house. Because, you know, I like walking. But something I quickly found out is that because my dad's house is like in the mountains of Alabama, like he lives right next to this town that's like got only like a few hundred people in it. There's no cell service. So like early into the walk, like I just had no connection, which made it where like, okay, like I know you're supposed to like go on a walk and like be alone with your thoughts and like enjoy nature and stuff. But the thing I do the most is like get on my phone. Like I'll like watch a YouTube video or like play a game or whatnot, like just to pass the time. But I was not able to do that at my dad's house. So I only ended up going on like one walk by myself. I walked like down to this little like, they call it the Mentone Market, which is like the name of this little town, Mentone. It's just like a little convenience store. And I got a monster there, or two. I'm really liking the strawberry monsters now. Like, I don't know. Dude, just really like those. So yeah. And then, other than that, I mean, I had to go through Atlanta on the way to and from my dad's house. So that was kind of cool. It's like an international airport, I assume you know, which makes it pretty big. So I had to take some like underground subway stuff to get to and from each of the concourses or terminals, so to speak. But it's pretty simple. Nothing too interesting happened at the airports. I kind of just played a lot of Isaac and stuff. But on my way back to Wilmington, Tuesday night is when I was coming back. On the plane from Atlanta to Wilmington, I was playing Deltarune, which is the sequel to Undertale. Undertale's a really popular game that came out like a long time ago, or like maybe like 10 years ago. I'd watched like YouTubers when I was a kid like play through Undertale, but this summer I decided since I own it, like I'll play through it all, and like I really liked it. Like I think it's a great game. And then Undertale is the sequel. I also just owned Deltarune is the sequel to Undertale. Sorry, I own Deltarune, so I've been playing through that. That has a lot more like recent releases. Like the way the Deltarune story works is like the playable parts of the game are in chapters that are released like from time to time. I don't know when the first chapter was released, but chapter 5, the most recent one, was like it just came out like on the 24th of June. So I started playing that on my way back. And anyways, the person next to me sitting on my plane ride home was like, "Oh, like I love Undertale. Like, is that Deltarune?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool. It is." And that's all that was said between us. But it's like, okay. I mean, it's fun to have someone like know about it and comment on it, I guess. So yeah, and I also actually beat the 5th chapter of Deltarune today, which is really awesome. I've really enjoyed playing it, and I don't know when the next chapter is gonna come out. So far I've beat the game up until this point, which is cool. I'm trying to play as many games as I can this summer. I mean, right now I'm kind of like in a gap because I'm spending most of my time playing Terraria, because like I'm playing it with a bunch of my coworkers or whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, speaking of which, I've started getting back to work. I've worked a few shifts since being back. It's nice because some of my coworkers are like, "Oh, like, what's happening? Welcome back," that sort of thing. Like, how was your trip? So, felt pretty cool. And then yeah, I think the night after I got back, me, Jeremy, and Max actually started the Terraria playthrough. So that's what I've been doing most of the time. And At least Jeremy and I don't know. Max has like never played it before, and he's had like a lot of fun getting into it and learning about it. But yesterday he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be right on after I shower," and he just like never got on. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe he'll see about tonight. Um, but who knows? And I close tonight with Jeremy, so I'm sure we'll be talking about like Terraria the decent bit of the time. So yeah. And then I had the 4th of July cookout with my family yesterday. I made burgers and hot dogs, and Ani's boyfriend Ryan helped me like do the grill stuff. Cause I guess my sister was planning to just grill with her boyfriend, and that's all they were gonna do. They weren't really gonna stop by the house or whatnot, and we weren't gonna like have my grandma over either. But my mom was like, I guess she coordinated everything, and everyone managed to come over yesterday. So yeah, I guess it was pretty cool. We didn't set off any fireworks or anything, but I did go on a walk after dinner, and I was able to see, like on the other side of Carolina Beach Road, people setting off fireworks. So that was pretty cool. I took like a little video of it, matter of fact. But yeah. Anything else? I know in my other recorded video I talked about the dogs at my dad's house. You might like to see some of them. They have 4 dogs there. They have Sheldon, Raven, Mr. Piffles, and Butterbean. Mr. Piffles is like this little Yorkie, like a Chihuahua Yorkie. So you can probably get like a picture of that in your head. Sheldon is obviously one of my favorite dogs. He's just the Shih Tzu. He's like my profile picture on, I think, my Google account. Or my like personal YouTube account. Or whatnot. So you've probably seen him sometime or another. And then Butterbean is an Aussie Doodle, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really a fan of these dogs just because of how like humanoid their eyes look. They just have very creepy faces to me, in my opinion. And then Raven is like, it's like a wiener dog, but with like a Doberman or something like that. She's just like a very rotund creature. Definitely the most energetic, but she's just like, she's so round. Like she's shaped like a beach ball, so to speak. And she was like the most interested in like trying to like get on me and have attention, whatever. But like, I don't know. I just don't do dogs all that much. And I do have a picture of all of them, so if you want to see that, I could probably make it the Spotify playlist sometime. But yeah. They also have 2 cats there. They have Cheese Poof, which is like fluffy orange cat, and then the other cat, Spookles, which is just like a brown tabby. Well, no, I guess it does have white socks. It's like brown striped with white socks. So yeah, cool to see some animals there. Big boy's doing pretty good, I guess. He's a little scared with everyone in the house nowadays. Like we got a lot of people coming and going for like doing maintenance with the house before we move, getting everything straightened up. I guess he just goes and hides in like the laundry room or stuff. Or my mom was telling me there was like a day where like he was just in the garage waiting for people to leave for like 4 hours. So poor guy. He even hid yesterday when my grandparents came over. But I'm sure he's okay. Me and him are still pretty tight. So yeah. I don't know, that might just be it. It's already in July, which is like, not to like get ahead of myself, but I feel like the summer is pretty much over. Or like, just because how fast June went by, makes me think July will go by really fast. And then like, Literally, well, especially if you think about it in paychecks. That's what I like to do. If you think about a month in paychecks, it's literally like 2 to 3. So it's like that's not even that much of time. But with that being said, like once July is over and we're in August, like I mean, like school started already because like 2 weeks is really not that much time. Um, so yeah, summer's picking up. I hope I'm able to like put a decent amount of time into some more games when the summer's over. Um, a lot of companies or game stuff will do like summer sales, so I've bought a few games that I plan to play or whatnot. Oh, Big Boy just opened my door. Hello, Big Boy. Uh, so, yep. Yep. I have no more trips planned. Probably the biggest thing I'll have to actually do is like go through moving processes and stuff. I already packed up. I just went through all of my stuff in the garage. So pretty much I already have everything I'm going to keep. And otherwise gotten rid of anything else. Um, really not much else for me to do besides just put everything in boxes. So that's nice. So yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing your video. I hope you have a lot to talk about. Hopefully, I'm not forgetting to mention anything. So, yeah. I guess I'll just keep this short and concise.